'Twas the night before the NFL trade deadline, and GMs are usually on the phone. Not a creature was stirring, not even Brad Holmes. That's right. The Detroit Lions are just a few hours away from the NFL trade line day, which has become almost a holiday in its own right, man, where we are eagerly anticipating what moves our team will make to make this team better and remain in Super Bowl contention for hopefully not just this year, but years to come. And that has not been the case for Brad Holmes, except when it comes for TJ Hutchinson. Now, I can't remember what we got for trading away TJ Hutchinson, the compensation or the players. I don't even know if they're still on the team, but aside from year one, Brad Holmes has made a move at the trade deadline. He was a seller in 2022. He was a buyer in 2023 and 4. In 2023, it was Donovan Peoples-Jones, who, to my understanding, may not be in the league right now. And then last year, with the injury to Aidan Hutchinson, it was trading for Zadarius Smith, who is also not on the team and not in the NFL currently. And now the question is, will the Detroit Lions make any move at all? And if they do, will it be enough to take us to our Super Bowl? I do not want to get to the Super Bowl and lose. It would be devastating if that was to happen. However, just like winning our first playoff game in Ford Field, winning our first NFC North title, winning our first playoff game in over 30 years, it would be a step in the right direction. Who knows when we would get back? But so if we get there, I want to win. And I would sacrifice whatever it took to make sure that we won our first Super Bowl. If we're going to get there and lose, I'd rather not even get there. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I know that for Lions fans and even myself, it would be something you can check off, but I think the loss would be so devastating. I don't know how I would react. But we got some news today, and you see it from the banner below, that the Cincinnati Bengals, we talk about dumb organizations. Last week, we talked about the New York Giants, who, by the way, like I said, were going to be 2-7 after the loss to the San Francisco 49ers, and 2-7 they are. And now we move to the Cincinnati Bengals, where I didn't see the clip, but I heard about it, about Jamar Chase yelling in the hallway, just one stop. One stop. The Bengals lost in almost the same fashion that they lost the week before. And now their team is in shambles. Joe probably will be put up for the season, and their playoff hopes are over. With the dumb organization that they are appearing more dumb. But I think I know what they're doing. Will they budge is the question. And you can see from the banner that according to Diana Rossini, seems like the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to fleece other teams. This is coming from her Twitter account. Says, league sources say the Bengals are still asking for a first-round pick in any trade deals for Trey Hendrickson at this time. The trade deadline arrives in just over 28 hours from the making of this tweet, and teams are continuing to call Cincinnati about a number of their players. For now, prices remains high. Now, Trey was inactive, him along with Logan Wilson, yesterday in week 9. We know that Logan Wilson requested a trade. He still has some years on his contract, 2 to be exact. Trey Hendrickson, however, is a rental for whatever team trades for him. So the fact that the Cincinnati Bengals are asking for a first-round pick, they are being ridiculous. But I think I know what they're doing. What they're doing is instead of they're starting high. They're starting high. So they're putting out, you want this guy, instead of starting the bid low and they work up, they're starting high. We're going to see if we can get a first-round pick. Any team that does this, to me, is 2 reasons you're going to do it. You are 100% certain that Trey Hendrickson is going to take you to and win you a Super Bowl. Or you're dumb. That's it. If you do this, and it's no other compensation. I mean, for me to give up a first-round pick for Trey that will essentially play 9 games for our team, that's if he plays when he comes back, because he was injured. It was a hip injury that he got a few games ago and was re-aggravated. I myself think that he's going to be just fine after the trade deadline, that he's going to get on his new team. He might miss that first game, and then he's going to play. Are the Philadelphia Eagles done with their defensive line? Probably not. They traded for Jalen Phillips today. Now that it's out of the bag and he's already been traded, what I was hearing is that the Detroit Lions maybe offered a fifth for Jalen Phillips. Unconfirmed. So maybe that's why he went for he didn't come to us, because we don't have a third round pick. We do not have a third round pick. So for 2026. So are the Cincinnati Bengals really going to get a first round pick? I doubt it. However, I do believe that they can get a second round pick for Trey Hendrickson. That even is a tough sell. And now for our team, we don't know, from what Dan Campbell said today, seems like he believes in the entire team. Offense, defense, special teams, offensive line, defensive line. And 5 sacks yesterday did not hurt the situation. So now the Lions have 28 on the season. So I don't know. But would I give up a first round pick for Trey Hendrickson? I said a couple days ago I would not. The same thing with, if I were to give up a first round pick, it would be more likely for Kayvon Thibodeau, which is a giant no as well, than it would be for Trey Hendrickson. The most that I would go is a second with something in return, something else in return. You know what I'm saying? A second and potentially a player, or a pick in the later round, and we get Trey and a pick player. That's it. You're not getting a first round pick for a guy. I don't even know. Maybe Les Snead does this. Maybe Howie Roseman does it. If the Philadelphia Eagles, you just traded for Jalen Phillips, you got Jordan Davis, thank you. You have Jalen Carter, you have Brandon Graham, you have Jahad Campbell, you have, what's his name? Jalen Carter, if I didn't say him already. You have all of that, and you add Jalen Phillips and Trey Hendrickson 24 hours before the trade deadline. I mean, again, the Eagles are in the middle of the pack in sacks, and they led the league in sacks a few years ago. So you could argue we don't need to trade for a pass rusher. I am not going to say that we don't. Of course we do. Of course we do. I also will say that right now, Al-Quadin Muhammad is with getting a sack yesterday. He is now at 6. So Hutch has 7. Muhammad has 6. And that is solid number 2 numbers. Yesterday's sacks weren't the prettiest. As a matter of fact, I have never seen a flip sack before. I've never seen somebody get shoestringed and trip and do a forward somersault. So for me, I'm still on it. But I'm starting to believe that, and yesterday was kind of one of my biggest fears. Not only did we lose the game, but we got 5 sacks. If we would have got none, or if Hutch got 1, then it might have been like, okay, make a case to Brad Holmes. But I'm sure that some of you fans feel like we're fine. As Dan Campbell said, we're good. And we haven't been good all season. The number, I'm telling you, man, I know where we are. I know what you see. I know what you think you see. When it comes down to it, and we sacked them five times and lost the game. Lions need to make a move. Will this be the move? Do you think that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to trade Trey for a first round pick? Do you think this is just kind of throwing some stuff out there to make people bite and then see if you can get somebody to offer a pick? I know one thing, these general managers going to be on the phone. I don't know if there's like a cutoff time that I don't think there is, that you can have conversations in the middle of the night. You know what's crazy though, is I might not sleep. Jalen Phillips was traded at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I might not sleep because this is something could break out at 6 where this person's been traded. So I don't know. I think Cincinnati's being dumb right now, but they are a dumb organization. And the team that trades for Trey Hendrickson, and it's just straight up first is dumb as well. That's just it. Unless, I mean, I'll give these 2 general managers credit. Maybe if your name is Les Snead or Howie Roseman, you have a proven track record of saying forget them picks and winning, then I think you've earned the right to not be called dumb and you give up a first round pick. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it because we are going to need that first round pick on a tackle on the left tackle most likely. So one of our first 2 picks probably will be used on a offensive lineman. Maybe both of them will. Brad is double dipped in 2024. It was Terrion Arnold and his Rakestraw. So let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. Oh, man, you could be anywhere else, but you know what it is. You choose to rock with me. This is tough, man. I'm getting this vibe that we're not going to do anything, and it's going to impact the rest of our season, and it's kind of deflating. I don't know about you. Do you feel, even though we're 5-2, 5-3, and we discussed that we were 6-2, we're only a game off from where we were 2 years ago when we went to the NFC Championship game, but something feels off. It could be the lack. Maybe it is the new coordinators. Maybe it's a sense of urgency that maybe what it is you guys believe that we were ahead of schedule. We were still, we were coming off a 9-8 season. We were 8-2 in our last 10 games. We were coming off that stretch at the beginning of the season when we were giving up historical points on defense, and we were 1-6. And then we changed. Maybe it's because things feel different because the expectations are higher. They're higher coming off of the NFC 9-8. We've been on the up trajectory. And I think, you know what? I think I figured it out. Put in the comments below if you agree with this statement. For the first time since 1-6, it feels like there's a bit of a regression team-wide. It feels like instead of going up, we're starting to kind of decline just a little bit. And that's probably from the offensive line changing, the coordinators changing, and the personnel not being the same. Anyway, it's going to be, I don't know. I just don't, I have no feeling. Like, I don't know what to expect. I feel like Brad's going to get in front of the media and be like, yeah, we traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Remember 2 years ago, he got in front of the media. It was all this hoopla about we tried to get Danielle Hunter, but then we found out later that Danielle shot down the trade because he wanted to finish out in Minnesota. And then he wound up walking and going back to Houston anyway. I'm feeling that vibe. But I will say, Brad has made a trade for the past 3 seasons, so who knows what he'll do. But I know one thing, I might not sleep. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. And I hope if I don't go to sleep, it's not for nothing.